I'm making a Metroidvania. It's still very early in the process and we don't have much art or story, but we're building up the systems and we're on track to have a demo out for you, yes, you, to play. And then you can tell me it ain't good, or it's great, I don't know. Or go back to making tutorials, mate. What the hell? We've got all the movement states that you'll be able to unlock: run, sprint, jump, double jump, dash, you name it, we've got it. We've got the basic enemies, we've got crawlers, things that charge at you. Look at this cube guy. Okay, so the art ain't much right now, but we're focused on making a game fun and making it work, right? The game, I'm so doomed. It needs to work.
Wait, what the hell?
We've got 3 bosses waiting for us, a security drone with missiles and friends it can call on, this guy, what one day we'll give him a real face, and a very angry walrus. Last week, we tackled our inventory and a shop, and now we can also use items that affect our character and the way we play. This week, we start looking at implementing an NPC interaction system, which means we need some NPCs, and the dialogue manager, and maybe a light quest system. And, I mean, this might go on for maybe more than a week. Anyway, let's get started. Hello, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. It is Monday morning, 6 AM, and it's time to start NPCs. We've still got some cleanup work to do. We'll have to tackle that at some point. That might be off stream, but the inventory in the shop system is working. But we just need to probably clean up the UI and artwork and stuff. But you know, new week, new project. NPCs. So I have really just done mostly work with Dialogue Manager. I don't really have any issues just using that again. I think it's a really good tool made by Nathan Hode. So I'm planning to implement that, and then it's really just a matter of putting NPCs in the game, I think. I've spun mine once before and it was a lot of work. So I've made this guy, not final art, you know, that's just meant to be like a scientist. He's pretty basic. I'll put that, make it so his shoes are visible. And we're gonna export him out, I reckon, and drop him in, and we can see if we can interact with him. So I'm gonna export this as a just as a single PNG. We don't really need anything else. You know, worry about the art after we get it all working. Oh, you know what I got? I need the fan. It's freaking hot when I start streaming. I use the headphones as a thing to hold back my hair. It's so long, I need to get it cut. Alright. Okay, yeah, let's export this guy out. Projects. And under assets. What have I got here? My folders are reasonably organized. Hero sprites. I guess we could just create a folder for NPC sprites. Have I got caps on it? Sprites. Right, awesome. Save that. And yes, export. It's fine. Okay, so he should be available. Also, I've decided to go ahead and just for now include the 3D effect. I need to make proper blocks, but maybe I'll make some content around that at some point. I still question the lighting and how that's going to work, but it's here, so you'll see that when I run this. I've done a lighting test last night. Okay, so we need to probably create the NPC in a separate scene. I imagine, I mean, it depends on what the character does, but we'll make it a character body. We'll probably need to like spin up an actual class at some point for like NPCs, but right now we'll just make it a character body. And then we'll add a sprite. Nice and easy. I'm down to... where'd it go? I'm blind. NPC sprites, and we got the scientist here. And, I mean, it needs a collision shape, but he's not going to collide with anything. You'll be able to move through these. There's no reason to make it so you can't walk through them. I'll go one up. If I'm gonna, I probably won't have any gravity applied to them at all. And then the collision, we don't want it to be on the world. I haven't checked my collision layers in ages. I don't even know if I've got them named. Rendering, physics 2D. Where's our layers? 2D, physics, here it is here. World, player, enemy damage, camera. I'm worried that I'm using some of these unnamed layers for stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be bad, right? Like, what if I've assigned this to something? Where's... Yeah, NPC layer 7. Okay, well, we'll just go with that. So, we have it still mask the world. I suppose if we want to have them move at some point. I'm offended by the idea that it's Monday and I'm still finishing Sunday's work before Monday's meeting. Damn, dude. Been working hard. Ugh. Welcome to the street, by the way. Get your work is due. Yeah, when it's on your desk by Monday. But they mean Australian time. It's pretty funny because I used to work for a company that had operations in Hawaii, and that was like a major problem for us to meet our deadlines because they were like actually 24 hours behind us. It's like not exact, but like, you know, it's about as far behind the time you can get. And I guess we have an interactable, don't we? Yes, we do. Hell yeah. I love it when I make things properly. Oh, you think that'd be understandable of that? No. It was a big company and we had to like do all sorts of crazy shit to make things work because it was not even based in Australia. It was based in Europe and they wanted everything done by their time, day 6 or something like that. It's like, so, oh, I mean, that probably doesn't make any sense. Because I work in finance, there's like this concept of a month end. So like you need to, at the end of the month, you need to provide all the reports for like the performance of the company for that month. And everyone wants that as quickly as possible. NA Games, welcome to the stream. Good evening. And it's like, got to get it out there. Start posting reports. Actually, it's the 2nd of March, so today is going to be a busy day for me. But right now, we are making an NPC. Looking slick with my hair. or the sprite. We need another collision shape. I'm gonna get it cut this week. How close should you have to be to talk to this guy? This sprite is looking slick. I'll probably read. I have like, this looks just like the guy that I use as my display picture for my personal account. Actually, now I'm starting to realize I have a particular style. Where is he? I don't even know. Dude, where would it be? Under dev projects, Godot, 2D character controller, sprites, player character, Frank. Life.asprite? Why is it called life? Anyway. Frank. Wait, he's fighting. Oh, what is this? Is he like standing normally, eh? Oh, is he always like side on? I didn't realize that. He doesn't have like a front view. He just looks like side. Dude, I don't know how this this software works. Oh, there he is, like the front view. I actually like this style better without the I mean, there is an outline, but it's like over the top. Dude, this button. I don't know how this software. I installed this XN view. Really, as long as the least width of the sprite, it's at least the width of the sprite, the distance you have to be within. I think it's okay, but also I hate having to get really close for something to try talking. Yeah, that's the thing. You want it to be convenient. I think this guy is more pixels. What have we got? 17 by 32. That's pretty similar, actually. Actually, no, that's not true. This guy's only 20 pixels tall. They're really stout. It is a 32 by 32 tile, though. Yeah. Okay. Also, should this really be more like a square? And we can just make it wide? Because you're like, realistically, you're not going to be above them. Something like that. Okay. How does this work? It needs to be on the player to know that it can be interacted with. If event is action pressed up, interactable. Interacted emit. Yeah, I suppose you're not going to be jumping into a conversation. I feel like there's some games that you could do that. Jump and press like the button at the same time. Okay, so yes. And we need like something to tell you that you can interact with it. Then, so yeah, okay, so we just emit that signal to the script. That's pretty straightforward. This is a nice and simple object that should just work. I want to make like a new, like it's going to be small, like 8 by 8 little icon that'll come up on their head when they've got something to say. Feel like a little circle. Guess it's gonna look like that. What red? Oh, it's not. I reckon like that. Maybe. Should it be like actually white, or should it be like off-white or grey? Ah, I like a better white. Game menu. It is a UI in events. New folder. Interactions. Exclamation. I probably spelled that wrong. I spell stuff wrong. Alright. Color sprite. Cancel. Interaction. Oh yeah, that's perfect. You missed the intro? Sorry about that, dude. Yeah, I play it straight away now. So it's going to be hard for Twitch viewers to ever see it. It's going to be elusive for you. Animation player. It's a good one too, I reckon. So -20. Actually, that's where it starts, isn't it? Oh, I guess like... Available. Interaction available, I reckon we call this. And it's really short. And this is actually the end point. That and visibility as well. Although for this, oh, hang on, I'll fix that in a second. And then the position, I'll have it like be a couple of pixels low. Hey, come back here. What will it be? Like, I guess, well, make it 15? Yeah. Easy. And I guess you could, if you really wanted to be like special, you could have like a idle. I want to rename that actually. Interaction idle. Maybe make this a child of this. What is this, a song? Well, Ocean Zone, Funk Fiction, Sonic and Chill. Okay, we'll go with it. Roll with it. Hello again, Alexesium. How's it going? Oh, that goes at the start? Actually, reverse these. It's the rest position. Ah. I figured it. Loop it. Yes, but have it do like cubic. Probably make it a little bit longer too. That's fine. Save this scene as a new one, actually. NPCs. We're doing okay. We're making NPCs. What's this guy's name? I guess we'll just call it Scientist 1. And we need a script for this guy as well. Let's add a script. We need to make a new folder there. I'm looking for the NPC folder. It's like the script, so you're not going to find it here. I haven't created it yet. Create, okay. Change this to scientist. Scientist underscore 1. No, capital letters 1. Yeah, and then when it interacts, we emit a signal. Scientist on interacted? Connect? And I guess we need access to the animation player, I guess. Yeah. Or like, should we emit that? Have like a separate script for this. Be easier. scripts. I don't know, interaction, NPC interaction icon. At export. Okay. Animation. Right. Assign that, and then we can emit the signal there as well. If interactable. Let's make this bigger. So we can say if interactable, then we want to go anim dot play. The problem with using exports is that you never get to manage animation, rename. You don't get the like autofill, which is kind of annoying. Bring that back. Animation play that. Interaction available. Else. And then play backwards. Same one. And then what we want to do is also for this interaction idle, take that text and drop it into this and go an MQ. And then string that. Okay, so that's really simple. It doesn't need a lot going on here. We just need to get it running. So we will close that and let's just, he's not going to obviously interact much, but we'll drop him into the scene. We're getting very busy in this ground floor here, but we'll drop him in. We'll create a new node to hold all of our, let me see, he's put it above the canvas layer here. That not really what we wanted to do. NPC. I guess I'll make it all caps. And grab our scientist. And drop him right there. And put him in that folder. Oh, the one thing that I forgot to do was with this animation on the reset. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's so small. So small. On the reset, we want to make this modulate be clear so that it's not visible when the game starts. User data. Let's delete some of the users. Get too many in testing. Get the music turned off. It's not detecting me. We got debug. Got stuff coming up here. What's going on? Error error calling interactable character body interact method 1 arguments against 0 0. Oh, I remember this. It's like the problem is that the interactable detects the world, which it really shouldn't. I had the same issue with the shop. Now, how did I solve that? Encounters, save station. That should be under the save station. Right. Doors, destructible objects, shops. It's 2-2. Interesting. Interacted to callable, interactive to callable, interacted. Same thing. Method expected 1 argument, but called with 0. Interacted dot emit. Hmm? Character body scientist 1 GD. Okay. I want interactable interacted. What? Oh. What? What? Did I break this code at some point? And interactable. Interacted.emit interactable. What the hell? Did I accidentally delete that or something? Replicator shop? Signals? On interacted, go to method. Bring back the script. Where the hell is it? Script? Go to method? Really? Replicator shop, I just overrode all of that stuff. Interactable body entered, interactable body exited. Oh. Did I just ignore that because it wasn't working for me? Interesting. That is actually like kind of an issue. Like I'm surprised I just skipped over that on interactable. So I just decided to use body entered and body exited because for whatever reason on the actual node itself in the class, this wasn't working properly because I get these errors. At the same time, like I don't get these. It's just cannot disconnect provider callable as null. Okay, that's these are really interesting errors. Okay. Do I still get them? Obviously that works. I'm utterly confounded. Interaction icon, that's right. Disconnect that method. Go to method. Right. What is actually the problem here? Why wouldn't it detect the player? And now it's not giving an error at all. And then the other problem was that it was also, you know, detecting hello. Project. Debug. Visible collision shapes. Let's rerun it. I don't think areas trigger though. They don't tell you. You know what I mean? Like I can walk in front of that. Like the shape cast will go red when it's hitting the wall, but you won't trigger this even though it's detecting that. So on body entered, they're not connected. Is that probably the issue? We connect them here in the ready function. On body entered, body exited. Body entered player character. Breakpoint. Okay, we're hitting the breakpoint. That's good. The player is the player. Right. Positive. Is it just the icon's not showing? Interactable true. And then it goes off into the physics process. On body if input and you know what I'm doing? This is a misunderstanding of how this works. Interacted is emitted when you press up, and the body entered doesn't do anything. So, my bad. Okay, so this code is no good. What we want to do is go body entered. That's why I overwrote it, because that's for a different thing. I might have an idea. Nice, dude. Body entered. Interaction icon. Body exited. Interaction icon. And then that I accidentally connected, so I'm going to disconnect it. It says event is action pressed. Yeah, that's exactly it. I thought it was like when you stood in the zone, but it's not. It's when you actually press the button, which I haven't got anything for yet. We're trying to build up to that. Shouldn't it be input, not event? If it's in the input function, it can be event. It can be either. I'll delete that and remove that. So here, I'll show you. So, you've got input, and the event is a variable that carries an input event. So you can actually just use event here. But yeah, like I was just fundamentally misunderstanding my own code, which happens all the time. Let's be honest. There we go. Hey, look, he's got a thingo, and that goes away. Nice. Okay, we don't need visible collision shapes anymore. Right. Job done. No. Okay, so now we need what happens when we interact with this guy, and that means we need to bring in the add-on that I plan to use, but I'm a bit like sketched out because I don't like bringing in projects, so I'm going to back up the project just locally. Open in File Manager. And then yeah, I'm only backing up. I'm backing up locally because I forgot to do a push, a commit last night, so I'm scared. Oh man, that's actually gonna take ages. So yeah. What else can we take a look at? I've got problems all over this project when it comes to the UI. That's the other thing that I probably need to address pretty soon, because it's like actually kind of annoying. I don't like the way they look, and I don't like the way that they will break the game occasionally. Like I'm pretty sure you can technically pause the menu here and it'll just crash. So we need a way to like handle all of the window management and stuff in the game, because like the in-game menu technically exists, but at all points in the game, that's a problem. It shouldn't be like that. You know, and then sometimes it just doesn't exist. Like you can crash the game. I know that you can crash the game. Like if you run it and you like come to your inventory and you press use and then you press escape and like use, and yeah, there you go. Global position on based object previously freed, because it still thinks that the item selected is still there, even though you've used it. Like it's been removed from the signal, from the inventory, because you've like used them all, if that makes sense. So like there's a problem there too. So there's a couple of bugs that I need to address when it comes to this kind of stuff. I think this one should be pretty easy. I just need to like get rid of. So on item focus, item icon selection, action panel dot hide, item used, item dropped, item cancelled. Do we ever like unselect an item? Item. I don't think we do. So we set it to like there, item selection equals item icon. And we're just like item drop, if not item drop, return. We're not even doing anything when you drop an item. Okay, so there's unfinished business here. We should be like dropping all of them. That's something we can do. On item selection, if action on item cancelled, action panel dot hide. Yeah, there's issues here. How do we even use it? On use? On item used. And then we reduce it. Yeah, we need a callback to tell us if we don't have any more. So that's something we can fix. But anyway, the backup's finished, so we can stop this and go to the asset lib for dialog manager. When was this? I need to like have a look at it. Make sure that it's safe. He's pretty good. Last commit 3 days ago. 2 weeks ago, 3.1. Is this the same version? 3.1 it is, nice. Yeah, Dialog Manager by Nathan Ho. If you're ever looking for like a really good but light dialogue manager for Godot, it's the one that I recommend to anyone. The other one is Dialogic, which is like probably more suited to like RPGs. Or even like if you don't like coding as much, that's better. But Nathan's is very much like you're still just making code essentially, which is good. I like it, and we can do a lot with it. So I am going to add this to the project and hope and pray that nothing goes wrong. No files conflict with my project. I forget how to use it. I'm gonna have to go look at the documentation. Where did that go? Installed successfully. Where is his downloaded copy? FAQ, basic dialogue. So I should have like a stuff here. Okay, that's fine. Reload project. I thought it had like a thing up here. Or am I crazy? Normally it gives you like a little thing to press. Navigate to the dialogue tab in the editor. Where's the dialogue tab? I think I have to actually, I might not have like fully project settings, plugins. Oh, there we go. I forgot a step. There we go. That's why I can't see it. And then you can click new dialogue. I like Bravest Coconut is this game. I had the chance to play it at the Brisbane Games Festival. I met Nathan and I played his game. It's very fun. And you can download the demo, by the way. Might as well plug it. I'm going to use this project. When is it coming out? To be announced? He hasn't finished it yet. That's cool. Okay. The most basic dialogue. Open a new dialogue. Okay. Should I create a new folder for dialogues, or should that just be in like assets? Test. Now I know this is like random. This is some dialogue. Here are some other choices. First one, second one, start. And this is sort of like the kind of code you can use to do this. You can sort of see how it flows. You've got like some choices to choose from, and then you can start again, and it like goes back. It's almost like basic in a way, and then end the conversation. If you want to add a character that's doing the talking, then name the colon before the dialogue. Oh, right, yeah. So you could call it scientist, right? That's the... Replace it with that. So how do we get this to show up? Auto mode. Top viewers on stream. Get fucking out of here. I'll say this first and I'll say this line. Responses, yada yada yada. Randomizing. You can mark this with a percentage. Okay, cool. Each line will have an equal chance of being said. And then you can have like different percentages. Actually, it's so good. There's so much you can do with this basic dialogue. So you can have like random lines, you can have variables in the dialogue, right? Some global property, local variables. If you need temporary variables that only exist during a dialogue conversation, you can use locals. Locals are temporal variables that only live for the current conversation. Set or do. You can create a local variable in two ways, using set or do. Set locals dot asked about Nathan true. What's your favorite color? If not locals asked favorite color. Interesting. Oh, you've got like a... Oh, man, dude, this is so good. Okay. How do we get it to show up in code? That is the question. We can add some spice with BB code. Yes, yes, yes. Responses, basic dialogue, FAQ, processing settings, 2 to 3, API. Dialogue started, resource, dialogue, resource. Emitted when the dialogue balloon is created. And the dialogue begins. Pass label. Okay. This is the problem, isn't it? You got to actually make this stuff show up. It's up to you to implement the dialogue rendering and input control. That's fine. There are a few examples projects on my HRI page. This is also an example balloon. So dialogue manager.show dialogue balloon. If using the example balloon has similar information, you can. Because I think I just normally do it myself, but it's been like a year since I've done this. Add the balloon to your scene and call start. On a reference to a balloon. You can either then enable auto start or start. Yes, but how? Okay, let's go to Mr. Scientist here, give him a canvas layer. Phone circuit. Welcome to the stream, how's it going? So I guess I just have this object now. Dialogue label. Oh. Right, yeah, okay, so there is specifically for use with dialogue. dialogue response menu, container, rich text. And then you've got like the example balloon, which he's provided. Wonder what that looks like. Extends canvas layer. So you need a dialogue resource. Start from string, auto start. A dialogue line. Mutation control. Damn, this is a lot, eh? But I guess this is what it takes to get like text. If not instance is valid, dialogue resource. Apply dialogue line. Damn, son. That's a lot. Picking up a cheap 2017 MacBook Air off a mate who runs a local computer repair shop. Nice, dude. I'm going to wipe the OS for FreeBSD or Linux. Probs Deb13 Trixie. I've never used FreeBSD. I'm a big Linux fan. I use Linux when I'm not streaming. I'm on Linux. It's just easier and simpler. But I've never used FreeBSD, but mostly because like I don't have like a tinkering like device. Maybe if I buy another. The thing is, like hard drive, you can put another operating system on a hard drive, but then you get like so many entries in your BIOS. It's so annoying. I already have 3. I don't know. This is a lot. I just want something simple. But I can't remember if you can just do something simple. Like if you have a rich text label. I'm a nutter with a room full of 30 computers. I need another computer like a hole in the head. Yeah, it'd be like that, you know? I guess we can put like a container, like a margin container. So we can have like a container panel, a panel container. Panel container. Put this in here. And actually have it be like an HBox container. I don't know. And then put like a margin container in that, so that it doesn't go all the way to the edge, I think. And then what are we working on? We're working on implementing a dialogue system. Now I'm using an add-on. Did you put it together a nice buff system? It's fine, I guess. It works. To recap, so we've got a singleton. Right, we've got that singleton buff. What's it called? Override, stat override. It's giving it the buff. Override stats. To recap from yesterday, we have got, basically you just put any stat that you want to override up here. Right, and then you can pass it in with on move speed increased dot, connect. Actually, no, I'm going to fix that. I already know how. And then you've got like this function on set override active, and you put it in this dictionary of active stat modifiers, and then you just you count it down over here. And once it reaches 0, it gets removed. It's set back to 0, so you can change it to be like 1. 10, I think, all that kind of stuff. And that works pretty well. I was thinking, so like the way this works, so I was reading about this. I was lamenting that I wasn't able to pass in anything to this stat string. It needs like a string name and amount, duration. And then I was reading, I did some research, which is unlike me. Inventory item, right? Is it on use? Okay, I mean action. So what we can do is we can actually go and say signal. We can, so here's what I think you can do. And actually, let's just pause. Make sure that it works first, as intended. Because, like, you never know. It was pretty fresh and I got off after I was done. I was like, man, I'm so tired. I haven't looked at it since. I changed this back to 16, but let's just make it 64 again so that it's, like, super powerful. And we do have some bugs with the buttons, so we have to be careful with that I need to fix. I need to, like, work on the Windows system at some point, but I don't really feel like working on that on stream. It's very interesting. I just deleted all of that. I actually don't want to delete that, just hide it because I'm still working on it. And then if we go into the game, and we just turn off the music here, and what we do is we click use on that, and then escape. Doesn't feel like I'm moving faster. Also, like the frame rate's all chopped up. There's a way to fix this. Someone's explained it to me before. Filter settings. Ticks per second. So you want to change that to 75. Okay, so now he's looking normal and smooth again. Yeah, okay, so I don't think those items are working, eh? Maybe there's still an issue with that. Slap a label on the component that spits out the state and hide it when you build. Slap a label on the component and then that spits out state and hide it when you build. Don't I have that? Oh no, I have velocity, right? But yes, I do know what state I'm in. So not that. If I press this button here, I can tell what my velocity is. So it's 91 right now. And if I do a use on this, it's still 91, so it's not being affected anymore. It was working yesterday. What happened? Where's the player? It works on my machine. Yo, classic. This is literally going to be in get velocity, which is in the player state machine data. Interesting. I was thinking, what if you later in your dev on the game, you want to show icons when a buff is activated? How could you show that icon and hide after timeout? It could be in the same thing. So I'm passing that information to like a buff, like a global buff manager. So like you could just pass an image to that, and then once it's gone, remove that easily. I think I say that, well, I can't even get this to work. So override stats plus override speed modifier. I'm just gonna be annoying and print it out. So it's 0. We hit use on that, it's still 0. Wrong button. Okay, so that just means it's not making it. Now we did have problems with like integers and stuff like that, but we fixed that. I know how. It's the system of thinking that it would be the most modular when you add like 10 more buffs later. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. You're like, I try to make something, you try to do it properly, and then it's like, overeyed. Get stat, set stat. The easiest way is just to print out the stack. We could also like just omit that to the debug UI, honestly. Game state. Add a label here. Because I feel like whenever I add a buff, it's going to be like kind of hard to keep track of whether or not it's working. So it's going to be worth knowing that. We're just doing it with the signal manager. It's kind of basic, but it works. We just add another signal to this. On override. Is it double R in override, right? Buff. Changed. I'm going to admit it every frame, but... And it's a dictionary. It's also a global, so I could actually just get access to it. I don't really need to have a signal now that I think about it. Yeah, they get pretty big. There's better ways you can do it, I think. I think a control node scene that displays active buffs and hides it accordingly. So the resource system, the buff, sprite, duration, and effect, you just pass in the buff resource and boom, yeah. Easy. You could do that for sure. Buff update. Can I just pass a dictionary to the to this and it will work? Like, I actually don't know. I've never tried before. Like if I just do str buffs. What's it callable? On override. Active stat modifiers. What does that look like? It's empty, but that's okay because we would expect that. If we hit use, it's still empty. That's unexpected. Is the use button broken? I believe composition is the GOAT. Always use signal up, call down. It's a good rule of thumb not to screw yourself over later. It helps with dependency. Like if you're not using the signal up, call down kind of stuff, you're just in a world of pain when you change the layout of stuff like that. It's just so bad. There's other ways with Godot 4, you can, with the export variables, it's pretty good. I find it very reliable. Obviously you still crash if you haven't set that variable, but it does, I think, change the dynamics slightly. Okay, I'm starting to think that the button's just broken. And now that I did that, I'm actually like very paranoid. I'm gonna double print. I don't even know. Active stat modifiers. Yeah, it's just not working. That's really weird. Let's dude. The bugs. The bugs. Okay. Okay. Move speed modifier is... No, we get an array, don't we? Okay, we do have... Okay. I was like, dude, what the heck? We can fix this as well. This is better. Move speed modifier. And then we go... If get stats move speed modifier... Oh. Did I change the name of it? Just skipped straight over to like remove item. That's an interesting one. Move speed modifier. Wait, are we actually not setting it? That's really funny. What's the time? Oh, okay, good time. Yeah, it's just not, it's not getting set. Okay, so is there a spelling mistake? Good old strings. Strings not so reliable, eh? Am I streaming this evening? No. Okay, what the heck? Yo, this was working last night. I mean, yesterday. Am I crazy? What the hell? If get stat, set stat. Is a string name? Dude, actually? But stat. New stat. It's a variant. I just need to see get stat. Why would they be different? Can't wait for you to try blueprints, by the way. But enough of that. Let's focus. I should try that, yeah. Get. No. Stat. And then if I put a breakpoint here, I should be able to see this new stat variable. It should be null. I'm expecting it to be null because like we're not getting through here. So new stat is 0. Oh. It's because I made it default to 0. That's literally what it is. Because if get stat returns 0, that's a false, even though it's a float. But get stat also returns null if the stat's not valid. So I was doing that as like a safety thing. Like if this returns a null value, don't run the code. But we are not going to get a result if the default value is 0, because that will always also turn it into a false when you do this. That's a funny trick. So I wonder if there's a way that I can validate the variant, given that. So if the property does not exist, it returns null. I wonder if I can do a check to say like is null or something like that. This is the one that I want to test on as well. Yeah, not equal to null. Yeah, that's probably better. Godot is like my 20th engine over 30 years. I don't like to work with engine-specific code. If I can help it, makes it easier to port later. I've worked with Unity and some other smaller engines, but like this is the one that I committed to. So like my journey is, obviously I'm not a professional coder, and I've only been doing this since I've been doing it a long time. Honestly, like the journey is a long one, but like I only got serious about 5 years ago. Like I've been wanting to make games since I was like 5. I just never committed. You know what I mean? And then it was like when I was a early teenager, like 12 to 14, I was using RPG Maker because I didn't want to learn how to code. And then I tried to learn Unity when I was like in my 20s, and that never really stuck. And then I was like, okay, give Godot a go, and then that stuck for me. But yeah, so like I don't know. I mostly know most of my coding is around just using Godot. Like I use Python a little bit and JavaScript a little bit at work, but like not much. Okay, so if getStat is not equal to null set, let's see if that works. Yay, it does. That was the answer to our question, so now our speed is really fast. And you've got family to take care of, right? I have a wife.
Sad.
I don't have kids. Goose Fat, you missed my stream yesterday. You broke your streak, didn't you? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Okay, so that bug is fixed. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to do is on item use. We want to create a variable, an array, so var call array, and it's an array, and it's equal to wife is one to take care of. Nah, she's great. So we have got an array, so we want to go to the action. Can we append array? So we want to go action and then dot append array action args. Will that create an action? No, it cannot get a return value to append array because it returns a void. Oh. All array. Do I have to do that on a separate line? Dot append array. Action args. Or also, couldn't I just like plus it here? I don't know. Arrays are kind of like confusing. Returns another array at the end of this array. Extras. Okay, so it does work the way that I want it to because it needs to be at the end. So we've got our call array. It does return, so I need to go call array equals call array, I think. Okay, no I don't. And then here, instead of your grandpa died? I'm sorry to hear that, dude. 100, dude. That's a good innings. But yeah, that's sad, man. Hope you're doing okay. Dude, 100 is so good. I'd be so happy if I make it that far. What a champion. How you holding up? So then we can say signal manager dot call v. And then you go emit, and then you put the argument array in, which is the call array. In theory. Should work. Now this should actually crash the game because the signal it's going to is expecting an array, but it's not going to receive one anymore. I didn't even get an error. Huh. Am I using this wrong? So we got a bit distracted. I was meant to be doing NPCs, but I do remember that I wanted to do this. In this method must be snake case when referring to the built-in Godot methods. Prefer using names exposed in the method name class to avoid allocating a new script string name on each call. This method calls the objects and returns the result, unlike call. It was a bit weird because some days he was like on death's doorstep and couldn't use a spoon, but then other days he was perfectly fine. Yeah, it's a bit like that sometimes. Yeah, the end is never graceful. This method expects parameters to be contained inside an argument array. Right? So that's what I was... Call method emit. And emit takes the name. I guess the question is, did I actually append that array correctly? I'll check. Because this will allow us a lot more flexibility than having to create a separate signal for every time we want to do a buff. Because the whole goal was to have one signal that we could just pass and it's going to do whatever. It's a lot better. At the moment, the dog vet bills are hurting. Last one, 5k for operation and dental. Is your dog sick or cat sick? That's a lot. I know I've got insurance for my dog, but it's so expensive. And I only get 80% back. It's crazy. It's not even making it to this anymore. If action args is empty. Oh. Inventory. Apparently I didn't miss yesterday's stream. Oh, maybe it gives you like a grace period. That is the reason for the bug. Now, we're still expecting it to crash. Yeah, okay, well, it didn't crash, but we got the error. Calling me expected, calling method from call v, node signal manager emit, method not found. Oh, interesting. Oh, we would need to... Insurances are bloodsuckers? Yeah. I am at 27 though. Nice, dude. Okay, so there is separate functions for this. So there's emit, but there's emit signal, which is what we want. And you want the signal string name. I'm surprised this is still around. I thought it was going to be depreciated. It's the old way of doing it. Huh. And we still get the bug. Error calling method on move speed increase callable node. Increase method expected one argument is called with 3. This is perfect. This is exactly what we were looking for. So now we can go back to the override stats. And here we can actually remove this. And we just want to connect. Do we have a signal for it already? On soft reset requested on invertido. No, we don't. But we can go signal on buff. What do we call this? What is actually called override stat? Activated. Override stat activated. Override stat requested? Meow. Meow. and that is going to pass in a set of arguments, which look like the string name, the amount, and the duration. So the string, the name. No, can't use that. Oh, I guess I just put an underscore. String name, the amount.
Power up or power UPR.
Oh, I was like, what is that? It's the TTS for the snail dudes. What are they called? They're not snails. Power up. Oh, it's a hand. I thought it was a snail. And a duration. It's also a float. Right? And then connect that. What's the warning for? Connect is not present on the inferred type variant. Override stat. I haven't saved. So signal. There we go. Okay. Right. So the next thing that we need to do is then go back to the inventory item, and realistically, everything should work. We've got the arguments in an array, emit signal, call array. We need to change the name of the signal, right? So that's the other thing as well. So let's go to the bean soda. So we've got action on move speed increase. We don't need that anymore. Well, actually, that just needs to change to whatever the name of the one override stat requested, and then you've got the variable, that and that. Okay, and we should be good to go. That'll call directly to that, and then we can use that for everything that we want to change if we need to. So that's good. In that regard, let's give it a run and see if it breaks. And it's working. Yep, sweet. We're going fast now. Ouch. I was doing a lighting test to combine 3D and 2D lighting. It's fine, I guess. It's a little bit dodge. Also, the dithering is not very good. I don't like that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's fixed. Now we're back to figuring out how dialogues work. So, we've got the scientist. When we interact with him, we need something to show up. We need his dialogue. Now, I think how this is supposed to work. I don't remember. And the documentation. So dialogue manager dot show dialogue balloon, load dialogue start. Okay. Damn. It's a lot. What does this even look like? Dialogue resource. Okay. We've got, not in add-ons, but in... I'm going to explain, okay.
Meow, I'm going to explode.
Okay, so that does get accepted there. Sweet. Right. Start from title. Write a bit of excess so the balloons can follow the characters. So you just have to call start. Emitted when the dialogue balloon is created and dialogue manager. So this is this a class? What is this? Class name dialogue manager example balloon. Okay. Is it dialogue? I'm a bit confused about like his writing it, whether or not this needs to exist. Show dialogue balloons. I have a really old project where I did use this, and I'm kind of curious to know what like I did. I wonder if it's still around. Who is that? That is, I don't know. Oh, she raided the other day. She raided yesterday, Ravi. I was going to say, that's like the girl from Spy Family, isn't it? But no, yeah, I recognize the name of the user. What did I raid her? I don't remember. I think I raided her. Pine trees, player characters. Okay, let's go all the way back out. Development projects, Godot. Godot. Now this was for a retro jam. There it is there. Damn, I've still got it. Hell yeah, this will be good. I'll be able to take a peek at my own homework. This was for a game where the resolution restrictions were 64 by 64. Pretty crazy. And that was the last time that I made a dialogue manager. I think you're a fan, eh? Okay, so we have a dialogue label. Opening dialogue. And then we've got a texture, which is not visible here. What do I? I just want to bonk someone over the head. Okay. Does this game run? It does. Dude. Look at it. It's so small. And then you press V. Okay. The road is too damaged to continue. It was so, like, the resolution is so small. This was a bad idea to make a pixel platformer. You know? Because the scrolling is so hard to see. And, like, the green's all meshed. Can't even really see the platforms. We've got music competing with each other. Pico 8 dev, yeah. Because you can't keep going from there. You have to go in here, you press V. Also, he can fight. Oh, I broke it. Okay, so the text box works. So I just have... How did I do this? We've got a text to label, a next icon, and an nim player. And on start, we check if text event is valid. This is a very long time ago. I don't code like this at all anymore. Text started.emit, text and in-play fade in. You load up the dialog. When does this get called? In the animation player, perhaps? Yep. Once it's loaded in, you call load dialog. And then you D-line await. Get next line, playtest, text dialog, text.typeout. What is text? It's the dialog label. Cringing at old code is a good sign, not a bad sign. No, not a bad vibe. Shows how far you come. Yeah, for real. Like none of this is typed. Why is this like... Oh, I used to do always like... is it called camel case? That's how I used to type things out. Which is how it is, but only for classes. And like my signals are underscore with capital letters. Green bread. It's the first of the month. Hell yeah, dude. It is month end. I've got some reporting to do. As soon as this stream is finished. Welcome to the stream, Green Bread. Okay. As it goes, pretty good. We're just trying to remember how to use this dialog manager. It seems pretty straightforward to me. So I'm putting everything in a dialog. It is the second. Yeah, but it's the first business day of the month, which is important. We need a Chaff bong? Okay, do you mean like... Do you mean bonk? And not bong, as in like the Australian slang for something else? You know what I'm saying? Oh, that. Okay, yeah. We can animate something like that. Easily. It isn't like that, is bonk. Just checking. Just checking. Okay, dialog manager. Okay. So basically, we just if next ready. What is next ready? Remember, I cannot spell. Yeah, that's why I was checking. When does it get set to true? If the there's a signal. Okay, wait, hang on a second. There's a signal from this. Finish typing. Sweet. Okay. I think I can do this. I don't want this. It's too complicated right now. Although the structure of this is quite nice. Margin panel, margin, Hbox, Vbox, character label, which is rich text, dialog label, progress, once example. Very, very good. Not the player. Well, the player will probably need one. Yeah, I guess that's the question, right? Do players, do they have all their own individual? You're a dyslexic goose. Now, panel containers, yeah, I guess that's an issue, right? Like, where do you put this on screen? Let's just slap it in the middle of the screen for now. Summer is over for the Down Under kids, first day of autumn. True. Although, like, it always kind of boggles my mind the way that we do summer, because, like, it's technically, summer ended, like, a couple of weeks ago, right? Like, technically, with how the planet is and the way it's spinning. Or it's not ended yet. Like, it's ended on the 21st of March, technically, but, like, we just go and round up, round down. Something like that, right? We're a bit dodged like that, right? True end of summer. Southern Hemisphere, Australia. Summer hasn't been that bad. Summer was pretty mild, to be honest. It didn't rain that much either. We used Northern Hemisphere calendar for seasons. The original caretakers of the land had 12 seasons. That is very true. Yeah, because like it doesn't work the same way down here the way it does in the Northern Hemisphere. And I don't know why we haven't adopted something similar. I guess it's kind of like people just want it to be the same. Because like, yeah, it's completely different. I'm just gonna make this arbitrary for now. Where is it? Layout, transform, container sizing. There it is. You need to have, you need to be moist to have water, I suppose. Random person on this earth, welcome to the stream, how's it going? Dialogue label. This is an H box, it needs to be a V box. Change type. And now everything's broken. You're free. Whoa. I don't know what I did there. Okay, so, and this needs to be like layout, container sizing, expand, right? And then this is where you put your BB code enabled text. Oh, right. So we probably need to have something else. I just need my phone. I'm expecting somebody. I believe this emote made me laugh even though I knew it was there. Oh, where's the Doomer? Really? So I guess we need to have like the dialogue and then we pass it to the panel container to show it, I guess. So then we would have like an export bar for the dialogue. Is a dialogue resource, right? That's how it's supposed to work. You store this on your character here. Test dialogue up here. And then on interactable, we also need to get access to the
but
we gotta get access to the dialogue box. Dialogue. Dialogue. Box, which is like a panel container or something, I don't know. Wait, make it like the entire canvas layer actually. We don't even want this visible unless... And then the label as well. I'm getting lazy. The problem is... Well, realistically, you would have like a set... You probably want to have a separate script. You wrote the wrong thing. And so...
Not.
There it is. We can say dialog box dot show and dialog label dot start. What are we supposed to do here? I thought this had like commands that I could pass into it. The current line of dialogue is typing. Process is typing. Wait, how am I supposed to make it work? Text to display equals load dialogue. Dialog manager dot get next dialog line. Text to display dot. Okay, so how it's supposed to work, I think, is we go. We have a function called load dialog. This definitely shouldn't be here. Void, and then we just go var new log, which is, I don't even know what it returns, so I'm just going to go equals the load dlog. Invalid argument for load function argument 1 should be string, but it is dialog resource. Okay. The API has changed. Oh, it's a string, that's why. This is different. I don't need to do that anymore. Is that dog feet? New line. I also don't know what this is. Dialog manager dot get next dialog line. And then it expects a resource, which is the dialogue. Key string, there's a bunch of stuff in here. Extra game states, array, dunno.
Pause, you fox.
And then you go, and then you pass that to the dialogue label. And you say, dialog line equals new line. Could not resolve external class, get next dialog line. What? Line equals await, get next dialog line. Why is it mad at me? What did I do? Pause. Is it because I'm like not doing it properly? Key string, that's a default value. I shouldn't need to pass anything in. I should just need to pass that in. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to do some reading. Is it want something maybe for this next bit here? What do you want from me? Extra game states. Step through lines and run mutations until either hit some dialogue at the end of the conversation. Quickly popping in to ask when the community game night. That would be a good point. I just realized I missed it because I forgot what day it was. So we can do it next weekend if you want, or we can do it on Wednesday, and I guess it would be in the evening because I think people prefer it to be in the evening. So we can probably do Wednesday evening. It's probably best. Hey, Crit Kit. Rated with a viewer count 37. Welcome. Welcome. Shout out. Crit. Kit. Cricket. Casper Dragonwolf. Hello. Am I spelling that right? Thank you so much for the follow. What have you been up to today? Can I view your profile? Have you been making games?
All right. I got a little nod off.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Oh no, run AAA.
Did an ad run. Damn, what a time. Casper Dragonwolf, thank you for the follow.
All right. I
got a raid and run.
off.
All right, okay. Thank you. What's your about? If you got like a link I can put out there. Not a professional. Neither. All right, well, shout out either way. Watch your stuff on YouTube? Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. We are like banging our head against it. Nathan Hode's dialogue manager, because I don't know how it works and I can't read. I probably need to watch one of his tutorials, because I suspect it's changed since the last time I've used it. But to give you guys an idea of what we're working on, let's just close this off. And we're doing Metroidvania, and we're pretty early on in the process. We've got a little test project here, and now nothing is working because I was doing that. Oh, that's right, because it literally wasn't resolving and I couldn't really tell why. Where's the... I swear this is like a common trope in my stream is I get raided and then I try to show people what I'm working on, and everything breaks. You know what I mean? No. Unable to write? Okay, that's fine, mate. Unable to write? Oh, because the game's running. What the hell? Are we going to be okay? I just turned off that. It gave me a proper error about why that wasn't working as well. Something about it being a coroutine. Okay, so we've got a very small project. Everything, because this is like here in the main area where you start, but it is a Metroidvania, so it's more like Metroid than it is Vania, I guess. You can shoot. A guy kind of looks like Mega Man. And you just gotta like avoid all the stuff. We've got like secrets that you can hide. You can kind of tell behind the 3D. I'm just like adding the 2.5D-ness at the moment. So you can kind of tell that there's nothing behind this fake wall. I'll need to work on that later. So you can shoot this down. You can pick up upgrades. There's not much of a fanfare on that right now. But we got guys that we can shoot. That guy looked extra red. And our crawlers are always broken. I don't know why. Actually, I do. It's because the code sucks. Look at him. Oh no, jump straight into. So it's going to be something of a mix between like a sort of a smaller Metroidvania or like a more basic Metroidvania and like the vibe of maybe like Hollow Knight, because I've got like the same kind of health system going on, but like other than that, I'm not planning to copy much from it. Let's get a heal. And we fight the gauntlet. Everything's really easy. Because I've got it on developer mode, you know. Can't be hard for me. Ouch. All the basic art. Or very small shapes. And we can pick up a dash. And so now we can dash. There's no like celebration or anything like that, which there should be, but we haven't got that right now. And we drop down back here and we're back at the start. We've got a little shop here where we can spend our money. So we've got $41, so we can buy a bunch of Fiend Soda, which side effects include never being able to sleep again. So if you're interested in sleep, then that might not be something for you. And we've got a battery pack as well. The UI is not that good. Okay. And then we can progress. I know there's an enemy there, that's why I'm shooting. It's kind of cheap, eh? And then we wouldn't be able to get across here, but now that we've got the dash, we can dash across. And you can't see anything here because I'm changing the visuals, but there is a door here, so we'll walk through. And we lose the 3D effect because we're in an area that hasn't been worked on much, but it is the boss testing room. So we've got 3 bosses right now. This is the tutorial boss. It's very easy. He just does a charge and you just gotta jump over him and then avoid it when he shoots his laser at you, and the missiles as well. Pretty basic. And when this guy shows up, it means that you're in trouble. But actually the best strategy is to ignore him entirely, because he'll just summon another one if you kill him. There he is. I need to put a delay on that. It's too quick. I completed my meta template for Godot about a month ago. I met a lady who does grant applications. There's a 30k grant you can apply for, Mr. Chaff, next year. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been looking at like the Screen Australia and the Screen Queensland grants. Which boss is easier? The Walrus boss is much easier, so let's go here. I think he still has heaps of health. Digital Game Seed Development Program? Nice. So we've got this Walrus who is like being experimented on. He's very unhappy to see you. The best way to deal with him is to keep your distance. So he'll just jump towards you because he can't move. He's too big. Russ the Walrus. I believe a viewer gave him the nickname SR94. And see, if you get too close, he'll do a tail swipe and then he'll do this, which is like really scary. And now you're like trapped in. And it's gonna be bad for us because it's hard to jump over him. I probably need to change that because you can't clear him in a single jump. Oh, if we had double jump, actually, we could make it so that you don't face him until you get the double jump ability. And then that would actually be easier to clear. Actually, oh, let's change abilities, add double jump, and ouch. So now I can double jump. So let's see if it's easier. I reckon it's going to be really easy to get over that. Let's get close to him. Just killed myself. Okay, the game crashed. What? Where'd that go? I have velocity, I'm just not visible. That's interesting. I haven't seen that bug before. Where am I? This round has 21 days left. I might even miss this round of applications. I probably will. because I don't have... I do want days. Yeah, I'd probably be better off waiting. Okay, so we have to... I actually don't know what happened just then. So actually, I kind of do. The game is expecting information about where you're going to spawn, and that information might have changed recently. So it might not know where to put you, and like even though you technically exist, the camera isn't on you. So there is a player, there's no camera. Is the game start camera rig? And it's targeted to object ID. It's the player. So it is targeting the player. So where is the player? Change the camera zoom. I found him. Make it a positive number. I am all the way down here for some reason. I fell through the wall. That's unusual. Very strange. Is it because it didn't know where to put me? Security checkpoint. Okay, so this was right after the other guy. That is very curious. I wonder, I probably don't have change abilities, double jump, done. Okay. Yeah, so double jump works way better. So this is definitely something you're going to want to face after double jump. So then I also need to have something push you in. So right now there's nothing that really forces you to get in close with this guy. So I think it's, and it also he has way too much health. I think he's got like 2,000 health. You do 10 damage. It's a long fight if you, and all he does is these same 3 moves depending on where you're standing in the room. But yeah, double jump definitely helps. Okay, so that's the game. We've got some bugs to fix, definitely some bugs to SWAT, and a dialogue manager set up. But actually, and very unfortunately, because I know you guys just raided, I actually have to go because I've got someone coming to the house. So it's a short stream today. Sorry about that. We'll send you on. We'll send you on your way to someone else. But don't forget to like, follow, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Oh, we can just go to Convino. He's up. Yeah, we'll go there. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. You need to focus on work anyway. Yeah, I've got to go start my job. And also there's a guy coming to clean the aircon. So I'm going to be busy for the next half an hour for sure. Little bit of distraction. All right, guys, have a good one.